'tis the gift to be free. 'Tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. Those are lyrics from a song that was written in 1848 by Joseph Brackett, who was a Shaker elder. The Shakers were a religious sect who are known for their austere and simple lifestyle. Many of us aspire to live a simpler life, to have more time for self-development, more time for friends and family, more times for self-discovery. But it's often just the opposite. Our lives become more complicated, chaotic. We have little time to do the things we really aspire to do. There are many people who find it hard to find a spare hour in the week to attend a Toastmaster meeting. And why? Most people blame their jobs, and that's a good excuse. Because jobs take up so much of our waking hours. And many people don't even like their jobs. Some people hate their jobs. But you have to go every day because you need money. We've been conditioned to believe the best way to gain control of our lives is to work and make money. And then we've been conditioned to believe that things we buy with money make us happy. So we work harder and faster. And we shop harder and faster. But what if we calculated at the other end of the equation? Instead of working so hard to make money, what if we worked hard to have a simpler life where we didn't need so much money? What if we limited our spending so we didn't have to work so hard to pay for everything? When people live a more frugal life, they have more time to spend on the things they want to do. I'm not just talking just about frugality. Frugality is one way to achieve that end. But what we're looking for is spending our time in exactly the way we want to spend it. Now, 3 decades ago, I was in graduate school working on a PhD in nutrition. One day, I decided I didn't really want a degree in nutrition. I wanted to be a woodcarver. And people said to me, bravely, woodcarving's a nice hobby, but you can't make a living at it. But I quit school anyway. In the first year I was working at it, I only made $2,000. But I was still alive at the end of the year, so I must have made a living. Now exactly how I made the living is another story. But the fact is, and the point is, that I was able to adjust my living so I could live on so little money, I did exactly what I wanted to do. Now, 30 years later, I'm happy to say I make more than $2,000 a year. But you'd still be surprised on how little I live on. And it's not just for the sake of being cheap, even though I have been called cheap. It's because if you let money dictate your moves, then you can't move in the direction you want. And I want to stay free so that I can go off on a tangent if I want, or follow the bent of my genius, even though it might not pay. And oftentimes it doesn't pay. Now I have to confess, I have always practiced what I preached. I have strayed from the path more than once. One year I bought a building on a main street, opened my own gallery. I hired help, went into debt, I broke all my rules, and I paid for it. My work suffered, I suffered. For long I found myself carving like a machine to keep up with the bills. And I was carving things I knew sold, not what I knew was what I should carve. It's because I needed money. But I finally snapped. I got out, I moved to the country, I grew a garden, I went into simplicity rehab. I'm realigning myself on a track that I know works. It's not easy to resist the current that is always pulling us in the direction of bigger, better, newer, more and more. There's billions and billions of dollars spent trying to convince us of what we need to do or what we need to buy. But think of these commodities in these terms. How many weeks, months, years of your life do you want to spend to pay for these things? Because that is the ultimate deal. Could you have spent your time better? Do you want to work at this job longer? Even if it's not a matter of money, time. Everything you own, everything you accumulate around yourself competes for your time and your attention. You think you own things, but eventually those things own you. They say in business, time is money. Time is money. You hear it all the time. That's not true. Time is much more important than money. And we should spend as much time as we can in our lives doing exactly what we want to do, attending to our highest aspirations. Henry David Thoreau said, when you simplify your life, the laws of the universe become more simple. Solitude is no longer solitude. Poverty is no longer poverty. Weakness is no longer weakness. Simplicity is not a quick destination. It's a journey. It's a journey that brings rewards. It brings simple gifts every step of the way. Madam Contest Master.